Hey everybody, welcome to even though we're on the Warzone, this is my show. It's RawmindSports, baby. This is the RawmindSports show. And I'm your host, Ryan Jones. They didn't help me off this show too long. Now I'm back. So anyway, with that being said, no, I'm kidding, guys. It's the Warzone, and it's that show. With that being said, it's Ryan Jones, host of RawmindSports. Go to RawmindSports.com. I repeat, RawmindSports.com, and that will show you all the platforms I'm on. From podcast players, iTunes, iHeart, TuneIn, Amazon Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts. That's just a few. And we got YouTube. Trust me, I ain't as big time as other YouTubers, but trust me, the little bit of fans I got, you'll love. And that's right, I get raw thoughts. I don't need to give you just the good stuff. I'm going to give you the raw stuff. With that being said, let's take my talents into the war zone.
Let's get ready to rumble. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone. Hey yo, it's Phil Flames. I'm with Mike on the Mic and Joe Morley. About to bring you more heat. Welcome to the war zone. You can have a floor seat. Watch them on your iPhone. Watch them on your Galaxy. It's a sports debate show. Straight up out of SoCal. Gather around the laptop. Friday nights it goes down. And we on the radio. Coming to your locale. Got into the third round. Better bring the smoke now. Step into the war zone. 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 Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone. Step into the 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 war zone. Friday night war zone. Friday night war zone.
What's going on, everybody? I am Joe Morley. That is my co-host, Mike on the mic. And you guys already know he introduced himself pretty damn well, right? That's Ryan Primetime Jones Sr. from the RawmindSports.com. You guys are going to get to know him throughout this episode. He already made a name for himself, right? If you weren't impressed with that intro, go back, watch it again, and then get ready for this because Raw Minds is entering the war zone right now. Ryan Primetime Jones, what's going on, man?
First and foremost, man, I'm doing great. And first and foremost, like I said again, you held me off for 3 weeks. I'm here now. I'm welcoming. I'm glad and I'm honored. And don't get into it. I'm truly honored. But you know how they do. You know, I'm greeting you guys. Hey, how you doing? Mike and Joe Morley. I appreciate being in Warzone. But it took you long enough to bring me up here. So with that being said, I'm doing great, man. And I appreciate you guys again. So Raw Thoughts is on the way now.
I love it. I love it. That was the greatest intro in the history of Friday Night Wars or Welcome to the War Zone. So I'm excited. I can tell it's going to be a high energy episode, and that's just the way we like to do it here on Welcome to the War Zone. Let's go, Joe. Send us.
All right, so we're here on the War Zone. Like you guys been hearing these guys talk. Ryan said he's bringing his game today. Hey, let's see, because he's already putting some of these guys to bed, right? Some of our past guests, he's bringing the energy, and I'm like, woo, I'm ready. He's got me pumped up, and when I'm pumped up, Mike's not happy because Mike's always mad when I'm ready to go. Look at him, Ryan. Look what you did to Mike. He's all sad now because when he got two energy guys going at him, Mike can't handle it. And you entered the war zone to go against us, and Mike is the one scared now. Just letting you know.
Yeah, because I'm not about energy. I'm not about energy at all.
Show it. Let's see it, Mike.
No, I'm very not about energy.
Oh boy, we got to get that out. We're gonna open it up. Unleash it, baby. USC,
of
baby.
Of course.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yo, on the
you didn't know I knew that. You didn't know I knew that.
On the side, I'm the host of the most electrifying sports YouTube channel in the game today. Of course, I'm going to bring the energy. I'm excited to get into it. I wish Joe would go ahead and pose the topics already.
Look at Mike. All of a sudden, now he wants to move forward. Anyways, you guys saw it. You guys watched the Super Bowl. Everybody in the world was watching the Super Bowl, right? Super Bowl 55. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Kansas City Chiefs. Two high-powered offenses going at it. Was probably the greatest game. No. Nah, it wasn't, right? 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 I don't know about you guys, but I want to hear your thoughts. we'll start with you, Ryan. Your thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Oh boy, where should I start? This may be an hour long here from me, but I hope you're ready. The Warzone is officially getting raw-minded right now. I told my boy at Dribble Podcast, Tony Tucker, yesterday in my live stream that I said, look, if the Kansas City Chiefs play like they did for 3.5 quarters, like they did against the San Francisco 49ers, by the way, my favorite team, and yes, when I say this, don't try to take this as bias. I'm giving you raw thoughts, and I don't want to hear nobody try to say I'm trying to be salty because they lost last year. I'm about to give you some raw thoughts right here. I said, if Kansas City played like that, they had 10 points last year in 3.5 quarters. And this game, they had 9 points. Same scenario. Tampa Bay defense was dominant. The 49ers defense was dominant. The only problem is that I say this, the quarterback. Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo. I saw a YouTube thing the other day, and I said, yo, Jimmy Garoppolo missed a lot of throws through the first, second, and third quarter to really get a lead like Tom Brady. The difference between Tom Brady, he already knew Kansas City can make this comeback. This defense playing good. I got to put up points. The difference is Tom Brady has lived in the Super Bowl. I mean, he's literally lived in there. This is his second home outside of him laying up with Giselle. This is his second home outside of him living with Giselle. This is his second home. So what I'm saying is, like, I knew this was going to happen. He reads defenses pretty well, goes through progressions. And you looked at it, right? You was like, yo, he's getting the ball out quick. Because he already knew once he lined up what they're doing, what they're disguising, what they're faking, he's getting the ball out extremely quick to the open guy. Not just one guy, the open guy. Jimmy Garoppolo had the same opportunities. Last year, missed a lot of open opportunities. I ain't even just talking about the last drive. I'm talking about the entire time when the defense held him. I knew Kansas City against the 49ers last year was going to make that run. During that first through third quarter, it was supposed to be points put up. So I blame the offense. I blame Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy G. Reason why? I'm going to give you raw thoughts. Y'all tell me I can bring raw thoughts on here simply because I don't think Kyle Shanahan wants an elite quarterback. Even though they talk about all this stuff about Deshaun and all these guys, I think the organization wants an elite quarterback. I don't think Kyle wants an elite quarterback because there's no way you let Matthew Stafford get away that fast with LA. I'm pretty sure John Lynch would have done that. And by the way, I'm still peed off with John Lynch. John Lynch, I hope you hear me. I love the 49ers. I'm peed off with you. Ain't it ironic that you're going to say this week, you not drafting Patrick Mahomes hunts you? You think? When you went and got Solomon Thomas, you could have got me for that pick. I could have done what Solomon Thomas done. Solomon Thomas ain't done nothing but sit on the bench. He got practice squad people beating him. And you wasted a number 3 pick on him when you had Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. And the quarterback scenario with the 49ers on the quarterback before they really got Jimmy Garoppolo, you had Brian Hoyer and CJ Beathard. What a joke.
Look what a joke. Super Bowl did. Look
you
what
had
the
a chance
Super Bowl did.
Yeah. So I'm like, you got these two guys like on the board, the draft board, and you decide to go there. I don't even care if they had a bad first season. It's still a lot better than what those two quarterbacks could have produced. I would have still took my chance, and you would probably still sit here like, man, I got a good thing now. So my point is, like, they could have kept running the football against Kansas City last year, and they probably could have won the game. But no, you kept trying to take chances, and Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't getting it done. Now to this year, the difference is, again, Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo. Tom Brady, 7-time NFL champion, 7-time NFL Super Bowl champion. And one thing about Tom Brady, he already know he gonna find an open man. He ain't gonna keep the ball and play pity pat with it. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo gonna look one way and that's it. Tom Brady gonna look, okay, they're doing this. I already know where I'm going. By the time he snap, it's out. He got it. Bam, they moving the chains. So I mean, the entire time that defense, the Kansas City defense has playmakers, but they don't have like guys that are dominant on defense. So now I'm about to go to this, and I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go on to get the flow to you. Now this is what I'm going at. This is what I'm going at. It's about to get real here. The Kansas City Chiefs offense was despicable last night. I don't care. Everybody, oh my God, the Kansas City Chiefs are unstoppable. We can't put a Band-Aid on them. They're going to kill us. They're going to hurt us. They're going to do everything in the world. We can't stop them. Tyreek Hill, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm about to pee on myself. Oh my God. That offense right there only put up 9 points. You mean to tell me Mr. $500 million man, Patrick Mahomes, cannot get in the end zone? Not one time. Not one time. This guy cannot get in the end zone. Not one time with those guys. And everybody saying they're so elite, they so aggressive. Now they want to say the lineman is out. The lineman hurt him. The referees cheated. Let me tell you something. It won't that. I'm tired of this. I'm going to be logic here. I'm giving logic here, people. Can you say it's raw thoughts on Warzone? I'm giving logic. Patrick Mahomes' best plays he throws or touchdowns for is him running around like he in the Sandlot football, doing that little scrambling. Offensive line or no offensive line, he's always running around with like he playing hide and go seek or something. And that's what he does. I mean, he been doing that all year long, doing that scrambling, running around and making those plays and finding those guys on the scramble. So now all of a sudden, the offensive line ain't blocking. He didn't use the offensive line the whole year. He was running around in circles the great time. So he been doing the same thing. He just can't get it done. So why people keep trying to say the offensive line needed help? I'm tired. Look, and I'm going to tell you this. He been running around all the time, the whole year. Nothing. I mean, nothing. He was dominating. Now you get with this team, it's an excuse. And I'm gonna leave it at this in conclusion. Yeah, so I had to catch my breath a little bit. So I'm back in shape. So anyway, this is what I'm going with here. I don't want to hear those excuses from Kansas City all last year. When the 49ers were losing, everybody was saying, oh, it was all good. It was a fair game. Now he lose. Oh my God, the line is hurt. Oh my God, he didn't have the receivers getting open. Oh my God, he was running for his life. He been running for his life the whole time. They telling me this and telling me that. I'm supposed to feel sorry for the $500 million man. But one, he need to worry about how you gonna get around for the rest of his career. Because I'm gonna tell you what, ain't no lineman. If them linemen are that good, they probably gonna logically take care of their career, make their money, and go elsewhere so that family can live comfortable. The Super Bowl is cool, but some people like, I want to win, but it's a 2-day thing. But that money could be long if you know how to use your money. And with that being said, who gonna keep blocking for this $500 million man? They only making $3 million. That budget might be done. I don't want to hear that noise. Oh my God. It's rigged for Patrick Mahomes, man. It's rigged for Tom Brady playing, man. Out of this, man. He running around. Look at him. He running for his life. Been running for his life since he been in the NFL. Ain't that new? That's what he do. Him and Russell Wilson always do that acrobatic Houdini stuff now all of a sudden because they ain't catch the ball. Oh my God. He's oh my God.
Look what the Super Bowl did to Ryan Jones. The 49er fan coming out, throwing out. He's talking about last year. He's talking about Patrick Mahomes' mama coming out after the game, calling out Giselle and saying that the referees cheated. Come on. The Chiefs should have lost last year, according to Ryan Jones. The 49ers took that game. That's what he's saying. The Chiefs finally got what they had coming in this Super Bowl. He's saying the offensive line, that duct tape that normally fixes everything, hey, it fixed this damn offensive line. Duct tape, Flex Seal couldn't do anything for this offensive line, right? You couldn't do anything. This Super Bowl showed, and Patrick Mahomes has done it, like earlier this year against the Dolphins. What did he get sacked? 30 yards behind the play, a 30-yard sack? Something in Mahomes this year makes him run all the way back like he's playing Madden. Like that's the trick, right? Run all the way back and then throw it deep, and you're going to beat the defenders. That's how you win at Madden. That's the Madden tricks. You don't do that in the Super Bowl here. The Chiefs' offensive line straight stuck. But let's not underestimate. Let's not diminish what the Buccaneers defense did to these guys. Like they took it to the next level. They probably watched tape of what the Dolphins did earlier this year, what the Raiders did, or what the 49ers did last year.
That's right. You make sure you say that. The 49ers, because they did the same thing. They had a bend, don't break defense. They rushed 4 guys and put people back. Todd Bowles is a good guy. But anyway, you're right.
Yeah. And I think they underestimated the Bucs. I think, they went exactly off of what they did in week 12, and they thought, you know what? The Buccaneers won't make enough changes to beat us. That we did so good in week 12 and we won that they won't make these changes, and they got smacked in the mouth. And you saw it. Like, didn't the Chiefs look like a bunch of crybabies on the damn field? They were like, oh, what about? And like you said, come on, I'm a Raider fan. We get chewed out. We get some bad calls. And so when I hear other teams cry about penalties, shut that shit up. Shut it up right now, because I don't want to hear it. Yeah, okay, take away 1 or 2 of those penalties. Take away 1 or 2. Still got your butts kicked by at least 14 points, and the Buccaneers left a touchdown on the board when they didn't score that one on the 1 yard line.
Right. And I also said, like, at the end of the day, it's still 9 points from I have a friend that's a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs around this area. He always come on everybody post like a troll. Well, we're gonna outscore you. I don't care how many points you put up. We outscore you. I ain't heard a soul from him. I made sure he felt it because he beat me last year. Yeah, I made sure he felt everything I had. I said, I don't want to hear. Ain't nobody cry and hug me when my 49ers lost last year. I don't want to hear none of that noise. I don't want to hear this. Oh my God, Ryan, you okay? Ain't nobody say that. They were too busy picking and trolling. No, you ain't getting off the hook, Mr. $500 million man. And when they give you that type of money, they saying offensive line or no offensive line. They expect you to find a way to win. And you have to either restructure or do something. But what I'm saying is, oh my God, Patrick Mahomes, he was hurt. You ain't feel bad for Jimmy Garoppolo, porn star Jimmy, did you? You didn't feel bad for him. His none ain't bad, even though he knew he lost the game. But it's just a point. Don't talk me to death because they lost, And I see you got the Brady shirt back there. We know Brady is Brady. But you know what? I got to stop talking. I'm going to give it to you. Raw thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, and my first reaction was that I was shocked. And at halftime, like you said, I had a whole different vibe than I did last year at halftime. At halftime last year, I was thinking the Chiefs are probably coming back. That was what my thoughts were. At halftime this game, I was like, what is happening? How are they pulling this off? Tampa Bay came out with maybe one of the best defensive game plans that I've seen in a very long time. I mean, no one's held the Chiefs down in a dominant fashion the way that Tampa did last night on the biggest stage in the biggest game. And like you said, they've had problems with O-line before, and Patrick Mahomes knows how to improvise, and that's why I was so surprised because I actually picked the Chiefs to win. So you guys can go ahead and throw some knives at me because I thought that Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes were going to figure it out like they always have. Yeah, there you go.
I just got a pen. I ain't got no knives, man.
I thought they were going to figure it out like they always have in the past. But Tampa came out with an amazing game plan. They took care of business. And even Patrick Mahomes said it in his post-game interview. He said that, for one, I obviously knew going into this game that I was going to need to get mobile, move around, try and hit short routes, try and hit screens. And he said Tampa took away the sideline. We could not throw outside the numbers. And then the linebackers in the middle, Devin White and Levante David, they leaned on those guys to just take care of business. And sure enough, they did. Dominant fashion. And like you said, Tom Brady knows how to step on the throat when it's time to step on the throat. That's exactly what Tampa did in the second half. I mean, they started stepping on the throat in the second quarter.
Only thing I hate about that part is not saying they did linebackers, they did a good job. You didn't say anything, but this is what the media is saying. I'm here to tell you, and I'm gonna say this really quick. They tell me something. Those are the best. Somebody said the linebackers from last night was the best linebackers they ever seen.
Okay.
That ain't the best linebackers in the league right there. The best linebacker in football is Fred Warner. He can cover anybody, everybody, whoever. And I'm telling you, and I'm not trying to say it in the bias level, Fred Warner can cover receivers. How many linebackers can cover wide receivers in the slot? He can do whatever. So don't talk me to death about it, but I get it. They played a great masterful plan, and I'm not taking it away because I really did say Tampa Bay's defense were the MVPs of the game. And I also know, like what you were saying at the same time, I wanted Kansas City to win. So what I'm saying here, people, I hope you can hear and I hope you can listen. Whoever's listening and viewing this, I wanted Kansas City to win. But I said I knew Tampa Bay was going to win. You can check my facts. You can go to my pages. You'll see what I said. There's no lies here. I'm raw thoughts, baby. Take it or leave it. That's it.
Yeah, I made the mistake. I made the mistake of going ahead and doubting Tom and to go to the linebacker point. I think that Fred Warner is one of the best linebackers in football. Obviously, I agree with you.
The best.
I think that
Don't say that again. Don't say that again. He's the best. Say it. Say it with me. He's the best. No,
yeah, say it, Mike. Say it or back down. What are you gonna do?
That's not even what we're talking about here. That's not even what we're talking about here.
You got
okay. Okay.
I felt like Roman Reigns right there when he told on Edge last night to respect it. No, what was it? He said, say my name. That's what Roman Reigns said to Edge last Friday night.
I think that the tandem of Devin White and Levante David, the fact that both of them can drop back into pass coverage and be amazing, like you're saying Fred Warner can be, I think that's a rare combo that is perfect for shutting down a team that leans on a guy like Travis Kelce. They were the perfect matchup
all year. Best linebacking core in the NFL. You don't have to say they're the best linebacker, but best linebacking core as a group. They are.
I would say,
They are.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
And then you include the D line into that. You got guys playing linebacker that can come down and pass rush whenever you need him to and be some of the best pass rushers in the league too. Man, they're amazing. And they're perfect to match up against the Chiefs because their strength is covering good tight ends, in my opinion.
And it is true. And you're right. I 100% agree with that.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Buccaneers only sent more than 4 guys 5 times the whole game.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
that means 5 or more guys came 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times. That means 4 dudes were just tearing that off.
Yep.
There's 5 guys on the offensive line last time I checked, right? So there was 5 on 4 the whole game, and you were getting dominated.
Yeah.
You were getting killed all over that field.
But I mean,
go ahead.
But
They didn't need to
but I'm
be
gonna say, no, you're right. But see, with them, like I was saying, like with the 49ers last year, and then I'm not trying to bring up the 49ers. You got Ndamukong Suh, you got JPP, you got Barrett rushing, and I don't know who the other 2 guys on the line, but I'm saying like these guys can just about change the game overall. Like the 49ers last year, you had Bosa, Eric Armstead, Buckman when he was there. D4 was in and out. But I'm saying like you got guys like that you can rush after with 4. Any defense, if you can rush with 4 guys, it's a whole different game.
Yeah, you're set good, and that's kind of what the Rams have going on as well. I'm really
with Donald
talking about our own teams. I'm excited to see what Staley does with Bosa because I feel like they're going to add another pass rusher once Melvin Ingram moves on. But that exactly what you guys are saying. Vita Vea is able to move outside and play D end. That is a rare ability for a defensive tackle to be able to do. So that way they can move JPP, they can move Shaq Barrett throughout the entire game around the line to wherever the matchup is best for that situation.
Right.
And that is something that Vita Vea brings to the table. And he's not the best defensive tackle in football, but being able to do that changes the entire game plan for the offensive line trying to block these guys because you don't know if Shaq Barrett, JPP, or Vita Vea are going to line up in front of you each play. All very different players too, but very dominant players.
You're right about that.
Let's not kid ourselves. That secondary of the Buccaneers is beatable. They could have been beat all night, but that pass rush and the linebacking core is what made them. Because if they weren't getting to Patrick Mahomes would have ate the Dean and all those other defensive backs up all day. But Ryan, you got me sick and tired of listening to 49er talk. I'm already about to throw up over here because I can't handle no more 49ers.
I'm praying for you overall. Reason why I'm praying for you is because I know you can't handle the 49ers. And not only that, you're in the same division as Kansas City. And now the LA Chargers are coming. So like you catching it, what they say, a double whammy. You don't know what you're gonna do. You got a lot of
You don't come on this show and mention the Chargers. You don't come on here. That's one of the no-nos on this show. Mike does that.
No. I like it. I'm cool with it. Let's talk about Justin Herbert. Scratch the rest of the show. We're just gonna talk about Herbert now.
No,
I thought he was the best quarterback coming out the draft. I don't know why everybody else thought Daniel Jones was. I told somebody that this guy gonna stand me up and down. I said before the draft, he was actually the best quarterback coming out the draft. I knew that. I hate the situation with Tyrod Taylor. Don't get twisted. But I knew he was the best quarterback that came out this year. Like, I don't even.
He would have been the best quarterback to come out his junior year if he would have went.
Right, because he's very smart and big. But okay, we get it. We want to make sure we keep him on the show. We don't want him to leave. I'm sorry.
I'm about to leave. I'm about to walk off this set right now and be done. Because I don't want to talk about no 49ers. I don't want to talk about no Chargers. It's bad enough I got to talk about Tom Brady and the Kansas City Chiefs.
So what you want to talk about then, man? What is on your mind? I want to know what you want to talk about. Tell me what you want to talk about.
I want to talk about the greatest quarterback in the league, Derek Carr.
Oh, no.
No, we'll transition.
All right, folks, that's it. We'll tune in next week. and just to show John Gruden get Deshaun Watson, you can be saying the best quarterback in the league is Deshaun Watson.
Hey, whoever the quarterback is of the Raiders is the best quarterback in the league. That's all I'll say.
Marcus Mariota.
Anyway.
Oh, he laughed at that one. Like, you need to stop that. You need to stop now.
All right. Hey, so much talk going into this game. So much talk going into the Super Bowl about the GOAT, Tom Brady. And then they said, no, we got the little baby goat. We got the little baby goat, Patrick Mahomes, right? Well, Patrick Mahomes just lost. How does this Super Bowl loss affect Patrick Mahomes going forward now?
I don't think it affects him, man. I don't think. Reason why, because in my mind, it's like it was already written. Like, we all know Tom Brady. I look at this Super Bowl and this Super Bowl loss. Are you ready for this? I feel like it don't count on his resume. Because we know Tom Brady is in the Super Bowl. We all know Tom Brady was going for 7. You know, everybody say the GOAT is Tom Brady, which you know he is. So, like, when you're saying comparing him to Tom Brady at the moment, not saying what's going to do his further in his career, it's like comparing grapes to okra. So I'm saying, like, you know, these guys, I know I caught it. So, like right now, I mean, you knew he was going to lose. Now, if it was anybody else that Mahomes lost to, we would say, you know, man, I don't know. But I'm just saying Tom Brady right now still playing and still has a chance to win. I'm not going to knock him on that. Now, what I am going to knock is, this is where I'm going at. He's a mobile quarterback who likes to run around. Now, can he handle that for the next 10 years, running like that without an offensive line? That's why I would say we don't know. But we're talking about, like, right now, he stays healthy. He already has a foot problem. He's going to have foot surgery or something this offseason. So now I'm looking at it like, okay, now the health issue could be a problem. I'm not going to say he can't be one of the greatest quarterbacks, because that's all he could be, one of the greatest quarterbacks. Am I going to say he's the greatest quarterback? He got to win 8 Super Bowls. I don't see Andy Reid win no 8 Super Bowls. Yeah. And that team and that budget they just gave him, I mean, that contract they gave him, you can imagine years in and years to come, guys going to want more money. People going to want to get paid. So that may affect. So now they're going to probably either say he need to restructure his contract or something like that. But I wouldn't hold this. I'm not going to say it changes who Patrick Mahomes is because he played against Tom Brady. Just like
I'll
that.
say it. Hey, we can say goodbye. Say goodbye to the baby goat talk. Get it out of here. Patrick Mahomes is no longer on Tom Brady's path. Patrick Mahomes, and I'll say it, is going on the path of Russell Wilson.
What?
Russell Wilson. That's the path.
Oh,
Hey, look at their careers. First year, lost in the playoffs. Second year, won a Super Bowl. Third year, lost in the Super Bowl to Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's not walking away from the game right now. He's not leaving right now. He's coming back. So you think he's going to beat Tom Brady next year if they make the Super Bowl? I don't think so. Kansas City Chiefs.
49ers going to the Super Bowl next year.
Oh,
Just want to let you know.
I'm just saying. I came out before the game and I said, if Mahomes and the Chiefs don't win it, there's no way that they even get close to winning over 3 Super Bowls with Patrick Mahomes now. There's no way. You can play this tape in 5 or 6 years if they do have it, and I don't care. But I'm just saying, there's no way. Like, this was the time to keep on pace of Tom Brady. This was the Super Bowl he needed. I don't care if he lost to Tom Brady, but this was the Super Bowl that he needed to win, to keep on pace, to keep those Super Bowls coming in, because you don't go and win 7 Super Bowls easy. These aren't guaranteed games.
But who gonna beat them in the AFC if they? I mean, for the next 2 years at least. I say 2. I ain't gonna go further. Who gonna beat Kansas City in the AFC? They going back to the Super Bowl. I can say that. I'm not going. If they're healthy, they're going back to the Super Bowl. Like, who is going to beat them? You better not say the Las Vegas Raiders. Y'all two be down there trying to gamble your money away.
Did they not do it? Look, did you not see the Weeknd? Did you see the Weeknd performing when he was like in that little maze and he was going like this with the camera? That's what John Gruden and Mike Mayock are doing right now, looking for a defense to come up against the Kansas City Chiefs, because last year the Raiders beat the Chiefs.
They
I'm just gonna let you know, this year the Raiders beat the Chiefs. They did. And all they got to do is get a defense that could stop them a little bit. But how many people are going to take this game film? Because all it takes in the NFL is one game film, and then teams start to copy it. Teams are going to look what Tampa Bay did, and they're going to try to come after the Chiefs now. And like you already brought it up, the money, the cap hits are going to come. And now you're going to pay Brady. You're already going to pay Kelsey. Tyreek Hill's going to want his money. So where are you going to come up with all this money for all these other guys? And like you said, it's going to take a hit. You know where they take the hit in Seattle, right? The offensive line. So which way is he going? He's going to Seattle, Russell Wilson, road to the Hall of Fame.
I think that it hurt him for different reasons than Joe's saying. Joe is saying some crazy nonsense over there. I think the Chiefs are, like you said, I think the Chiefs have a very good chance at winning another Super Bowl, one out of the next 2 years, either next year or the year after, whenever the Tampa Bay Buccaneers slow down, if that's the monster they're going to have to see in the next couple of seasons. I think it hurt. Yeah, I think they could. Right now, I think Tampa's the best team in the NFC. We'll see what happens in the offseason. Green Bay has to make a push. They have to make a push this offseason. If they don't make moves and get some guys, it's going to be the same result next year as they've had the last 3 years. But to not go too much off topic, I think that this hurt his legacy in a way that he can't, like you said, he can't catch Tom Brady now. Because for one, Tom Brady's got another ring. 6 was already damn near impossible to get. But if he would have gotten 5 and maybe gotten every single record in the book, maybe we could make an argument for it. But 6 was already ridiculous to get. Now he's got 7, and now forever. You know Patrick Mahomes is going to have haters, no matter how good he is, no matter how he plays. LeBron has haters. MJ has haters. Tom Brady has the most haters for some reason, despite all of this. Those haters will never. This is like if LeBron lost to Michael Jordan. Those haters will never let this down. Right. This ghost will follow Patrick Mahomes for the rest of his career. So no, unless he wins 8 Super Bowls, which, oh my God, there's no way. Then he's not even going to come close.
They got to get a defense, man, because Seattle got a defense. But when they won the Super Bowls, like they had the Legion of Boom to help. Yeah. But once that left, the team just completely changed. But like I said earlier, like he's going to be a great quarterback. Am I going to say he's going to be the greatest quarterback? He's not in that category, but I'm not going to say he's not going to win the most Super Bowls. I think between these year 2 or whatever, if Tampa Bay get back, which I think the 49ers be healthy, so yeah, I'm biased. 49ers going to the Super Bowl. In the store. Don't even talk about that.
Chargers, Niners in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait.
Well, no, well, we can move on to the third topic of our early favorites of next year. We can go. If you want. Yeah. You're talking about the 49ers, and I'm not going to knock the 49ers. You saw what the 49ers did. Okay, ESPN came out today. One day after the Super Bowl, they came out with the early power rankings. Do you think they put Tampa Bay number 1? Hell no, they didn't. They put Tampa Bay number 4. Tampa Bay. Okay, I'm a
Who's number one? Who's number 1?
Kansas City. They had Kansas City, Buffalo, Green Bay, then Tampa Bay. And
Tampa just
I'm the kind of guy that I give respect. I give respect to the Super Bowl champions until they show me they aren't the Super Bowl.
Right.
So Tampa Bay, right now, if you said early favorites, I'm going to tell you Tampa Bay. That's what I'm going to do because I'm going to give them the respect. But and then you look at the NFC. I think the NFC is going down, and I think the AFC is going up. I think more good teams are in the AFC than there are in the NFC. But the NFC West, and like you said, the 49ers, I'll give respect to the 49ers right now. Everybody on their team was hurt, basically. Everybody was hurt, and they still came out.
That's why I don't give no excuse to the Kansas City Chiefs. They talking about his foot hurt. Man, the whole 49ers and their grandmas was playing this year, and they still was going to playing. You talking about injuries? And I'm just saying there was too many injuries, and they still was manageable. I don't want to hear about 1 or 2 players getting hurt when I saw a whole team get dismantled. The 49ers was literally signing people off the streets, and the people off the streets were getting hurt in the first week of practice. So I'm like, go ahead on, Joe Morley. I apologize for interrupting.
Well, I'm just saying the Niners, as long as the Niners don't play a game at MetLife Stadium next year, they might be all right. They might be all right because that's where most of their injuries happened was in MetLife Stadium. But I'm going to go with Tampa Bay, but you got to know that there's other teams coming. There's going to be stronger teams. Everybody's going to get, hopefully, everybody gets their full offseason this year.
Right.
Condensed offseason, which, you know what? A lot of people are saying, well, Brady didn't have a full offseason. Well, you know what? Sometimes that helps a veteran team like that because they already know what they're doing. They know what they're looking for. What it hurts is the rookies and the young guys. The rookies and the young guys that don't get that rhythm of the NFL going. So I think come next year, there's going to be a little bit more competition. But I think, like I said, I think the AFC is loaded. NFC, I'm going to put the Bucs and I'll put the Packers up there. And maybe I'm not even going to put the Rams. I don't care if they got Matthew Stafford. That's not good enough for me. I still think they're third best team in their division with Matthew Stafford. But the AFC, there's so many. Look, I could say the Denver Broncos, and you can look at me all weird, but they're going to come out and play hard. That's how good the AFC is in my mind. So the Chiefs have more to worry about next year than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the AFC than the Buccaneers do in the NFC.
I get what you're saying on the Tampa Bay. Like, I respect that. Even though I am a 49ers fan, I do want the 49ers in between there, so I get it. Now, here's where I'm going at here. The Green Bay Packers. And my mom's a diehard Green Bay Packers fan, as you know. But have y'all heard the soap opera called The Young and the Restless?
Yep.
And you got Victor Newman. It's like that. We're getting tired of seeing Victor Newman, Aaron Rodgers go through the same saga year in, year out, NFC Championship. And we'll be back here next year saying they did it again, failed again. Think about it. In this decade, between 2010 through 2020, they went to NFC Championship against Seattle, They went to the NFC Championship against 49ers. They went to the NFC Championship against Atlanta Falcons. And they ended up going, this was the first year they had a home game in the NFC Championship, and they lost. Like, I don't know what else to say about Green Bay, man. Like, whenever the 49ers was good, 49ers always had Green Bay number. Lose to the Legion of Boom, they had it. Like, I'm just to the point, like you said, yes, Mike, you're right, Shawn Michaels. And so they think I'm cute. No, I'm sexy. And so like I'm just like to the point, like they need more people, need ammo or something. Like it's like the victim was like it's getting to the point, okay, we're just tired of seeing Aaron Rodgers get here and don't get past that hump. Like it's crazy. Like Tom Brady has literally came to your territory and took your soul. Like he went to Green Bay. And right, it's just like he came into the NFC. Everybody was saying he couldn't do nothing in the NFC. The AFC East was weak, yada, yada. Then he comes in here, beats Green Bay. A lot of people probably wanted to see Green Bay Packers versus, the New England Patriots, like an AFC NFC game in the Super Bowl, like we never got. But, of course, we got there with Tampa Bay. And it almost makes me think, man, I'm thinking about it. Kansas City only put up 9 points. And Green Bay Packers took them down to the wire, even though they had some dumb play calling. Now it's almost like the Super Bowl was the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
Not the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're going to talk about Green Bay like that. I know your mama, I know she's probably not old enough. She's still going to put you over her knee and let you have it because you're talking about her Green Bay Packers like that. And you better put some respect on Aaron Rodgers, 3-time MVP. Hey, I read a thing today. There's only been 2 quarterbacks in NFL history to win the NFL MVP 3 times and only have 1 Super Bowl victory. You know who those guys are? Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. That's how good your Packers organization is.
You forgot one. It's another one that won 2 Super Bowls and had 3 MVPs.
Yeah, but that's 2 Super. I'm talking about just one that they wasted their whole career just with one. If you
know somebody who won 4 MVPs and 1 Super Bowl.
You better be winning more MVP. You better be winning more Super Bowls with an MVP quarterback, and that's what they're giving up, man. But yeah,
I got a better MVP quarterback. You ain't even asked me.
Who?
What?
Ryan Jones Sr. You ain't thought I was talking about somebody else, did you?
Yeah, I mean, I like what you guys are saying about the Packers, and that will be the team that'll stand out to me if they can make some moves. My thing is, like, imagine this. This is what I say to people who are like, well, Aaron Rodgers does have good weapons around him, has a decent defense. I agree with you when you say that. But imagine Aaron Rodgers if the Packers built a roster like Tampa did this offseason. Imagine if he had that around him. That's what I'm saying that Green Bay needs to do. Don't mess around and rely on him to carry you at the end of the postseason. Get a super team around this man. You have the building blocks. You have a solid run game with Aaron Jones. A.J. Dillon's coming on. You got the number 1 receiver in Devontae Adams. You really just need a wide receiver 2. Add an elite player to the defense and make this team a super team like they did around Tom Brady. When you have an all-time great quarterback who's playing at an MVP level still, you go for broke. You put everything into every single season for the win now mode. What did the Packers do this offseason? They drafted their future. If you've moved on, move on.
Right.
An all-time great quarterback. We ain't talking about, one of the better quarterbacks in the game today. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to go down as a top 15 at the minimum quarterback in the history of the NFL. If you want to take advantage of that, go for broke. If you don't want to take advantage for that, if you don't care about winning another Super Bowl and you're ready to move on, move on. Trade him.
I ain't gonna lie. They should have enough to they should have enough to give him or put players around him. I mean, he ain't making $500 million, so I know some money around.
Right? There's got to be money around somewhere.
How many damn players want to go play in Green Bay? I don't want to go play in no damn cold weather.
Cold.
I don't care how good your team is. I don't want. If I can go play in Florida or some other state, guess where you're going. I think. But Green Bay don't like to spend in the free agent market. You know that. But last time they brought in an all-pro Hall of Famer, now Charles Woodson, what happened? They went to the Super Bowl and they won.
That's all.
Go spend the damn money, Green Bay.
Go do it. Go do it. And there's going to be guys that be traded. There's going to be guys that are being traded. It doesn't matter if they want to play in Green Bay. They'll play in Green Bay for at least a season.
Right. They had the opportunity to at least get back into the NFC Championship. Well, all I know is if Aaron Rodgers is free and the 49ers hopefully they can pull that plug. I know one thing. Jimmy Garoppolo is out the door. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're gonna get somebody better for him. Go ahead.
Oh
Joe.
yeah, they're gonna get Kirk Cousins in San Francisco.
That's where I want him to go. If he's going to go somewhere, I want him to go to his hometown, and I want the 49ers to go out there with a great defense, add one more receiver, and y'all are set. That's all you got to do.
And I think they
Add
can get
one
it in the
receiver.
draft.
Yep, in the draft, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be nothing phenomenal. Add
Right.
one receiver. The run game and the defense is going to help him out so much. And just having a mastermind as your offensive coordinator. Not that I don't think LaFleur is amazing. He just seems to not be ready for those crunch time big decisions. Seemed to make the wrong one multiple times. And now some teams that we didn't talk about to think about, other than Green Bay, other than Tampa, other than Kansas City, Buffalo's going to develop a little bit more. I think that their team is in a rare situation where it's just like develop, add small pieces, but just develop. You got a young team that's ready to go here in a couple of years when the Kansas City start to hit those cap issues and slow down a little bit. Not trying to be biased. The Chargers are a defense away from being an amazing team also and competitive in the playoffs.
I think so.
We just added our guy. Hopefully can fix the defense. We're going to have Derwin James coming back. Like Joe said, I think the Broncos are quarterback away from being that kind of team. But here's a team that's sneaky, and we'll see who they get at quarterback. What about the Indianapolis Colts? I feel like they're a quarterback away.
Of course, I be hearing y'all be talking about this all the time, even in sports meet. So who is the offensive weapons on the Colts that make you say ouch or yowzers? Like, I'm just curious. Like,
Exactly.
I don't know about the Colts this year. I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm expecting you to answer my question. That's all I'm asking.
Jonathan Taylor was the best rookie running back this last year. Michael Pittman Jr. was probably like a top 5 running back or rookie wide receiver. Sorry. Michael Pittman Jr. was probably like a top 5 rookie wide receiver last year. They got Jack Doyle in place, but the real weapon on the Colts is one, the defense obviously is amazing, and they're all young in their prime on rookie contracts on defense. That's another weapon. They have a lot of cap space. The biggest weapon on the Indianapolis Colts, they have the best offensive line in football, 100%. And that offensive line takes over games. So what I'm calling for is someone needs to call this man and get Andrew Luck back in the NFL. Hey, man, you ain't going to get hit.
There was a rumor that his wife or something put out a text saying he might be coming back, but they said they took the rumor off the table with John Ursay.
I think that was fake.
Oh, okay.
It was a really small underground media company that broke that. So it's kind of already a little bit sketchy.
Gotcha.
Hey, I'll break it right now. Breaking news right now. Andrew Luck is not returning to the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's happening. I think it was.
So who's the quarterback for them? Who's the quarterback you guys got?
Exactly. That's the problem. If they could find a good quarterback, they'd be right there in the mix also.
Carson Wentz?
Competitive.
See, I've been saying Jimmy G. I've been saying Jimmy G is going to go
I
there.
don't think he's going to take
But
him.
we got to get something back. I mean, because right now by March, I do know for a fact that if they cut Jimmy G by March, they only owe him $2 million. But they got to cut him. But I think the 49ers have to get their quarterback to go. Jimmy G would be a good quarterback for the Colts now, thinking about it. But the 49ers need a quarterback. So they ain't going to just give him. Right now, we only got one quarterback on the roster. That's Josh
You
Rosen.
already given Jimmy G away, though. You said he's trash. He can't do nothing. Jimmy G cost you a Super Bowl. Just give him away for free then.
Hey, look, you and like I told you on your show, Warzone, I'm telling it like it is. I'm giving him away for free. I don't know what Jared York gonna do, but he can get rid of him right now.
They watch the show. Shanahan, all of them, they watch the show. So they
Hey, look, and Kyle Shanahan, I'm letting you know, Raw Thoughts, you're a good offensive coordinator. But let's be real. You ain't stupid. You can say all the right things in front of the media, but you're not stupid. You know what it is, and you can tell me through your tongue, oh my God, Jimmy's my guy. Jimmy's my guy. Whole time in your mind, somebody pray and help me find my guy. So I know what you're supposed to say that. I mean, you know that.
Rosen is on the roster.
I think his career gonna change. Reason why a lot of people say, man, he sucks. I'm gonna tell you why. He came out as a high pick. He went to Arizona under Kirk. Kirk got fired. The new Clisbury is the coach now. He wanted his guy. So it's just like what coaches do. Like coaches want their guys, want their philosophies, want their coaching staff. So like I already knew once he came in, Clisbury had Mahomes when he was in Texas Tech. He wanted him over quarterback. He liked those guys that can maneuver. Josh Rosen just didn't fit. Of course, he went to Tampa Bay or Miami. Miami got Tua. They had a new change of guard, so they had a new coach. Then you go to Tampa Bay. I mean, come on, logically. You knew he wasn't going to play once he went to Tampa Bay. What do you expect? You got Blaine Gabbert here, Tom Brady healthy. It don't matter who behind him. It's all you always pretty much going. You know what you're going to do? What's the walkie-talkie? Headphones. That's all you getting with Tom Brady if he healthy. You might be the one. You know how Tom Brady used to have people bringing his helmet out in New England when he used to run on the field? they'll bring the helmet out too. You know, so I mean, that's what you're gonna get. So shoot, Josh Rosen should be happy because he ain't gonna play in Tampa Bay as long as Tom Brady healthy. Shoot, he just there wasting space. He'll get a check. I want the check.
He having the worst bad luck in the history of time as a backup quarterback. Jeez, he ain't never gonna get a chance to play.
But with Kyle
Taking
Shanahan,
pictures like LaShawn McCoy this year.
yeah.
He didn't do nothing. But he got
Yo, speaking of, you know what I just thought about? Shady McCoy, when Fournette got back on the sideline, he was down the mud. I said, they got Shady McCoy. My dad was sitting beside me. He was like, who? He said, I didn't know he was still in the league. He said, well, you know now. That's what I told him. We had the big
That's 2-time Super Bowl champion Shady McCoy to you.
man.
Hall of Famer.
Let me tell you something. There's a quarterback out there that I think everybody's overlooking, and everybody's going to write him off. And I think he's going to sign with a team, and he's going to dominate and have not Hall of Fame numbers, but I think he's going to have a good career. I think he's going to sign on with the right team, and he's going to be good. And you guys already forgot about him, Mitchell Trubisky.
Let me think
look at the faces right there. See the faces right there? You put Mitchell Trubisky, you put him in New England, he does good. I think you put him on the Colts, he'll do all right. You give him an offensive line, which he never had in Chicago, which the first year he did all right, and all of a sudden that offensive line went.
You ready to get a laugh in? You ready to get a laugh in?
Go ahead.
I got the perfect spot for him, and you probably dropped your mic. How about him in Houston?
That means Deshaun Watson's going to Chicago. I see what you did there.
Well, I think Wentz is going to Chicago. But...
No, I think they're going for Carson, aren't they? That's what I don't understand.
I like Mr. Trubisky. It just depends on who's the coach. Because like with him, you're gonna need a good offensive guy. Like I would like him in San Francisco, mobile, getting out the pocket, moving. I'm not gonna say he's gonna come there. I'm just looking at people because like Nagy was good. I don't understand. I don't know. Nagy was so in and out. It was like an inconsistent relationship. When Nick Foles got hurt, he brought him back. When he was there healthy, he benched him. Then Nick Foles was there. So now my next thing is, I'm from North Carolina. I know all about Mr. Trubisky. So I'm saying to myself, like, what did Mr. Trubisky do, like, to deserve this torturing? And that's like, I'm gonna give you another example. He reminds me of the situation, like you said, and I agree with you, Joe, Alex Smith. Before Jim Harbaugh got there, he had so many coordinators, so many offensive guys. Everybody wrote Alex Smith off. What happens? Jim Harbaugh gets there, revives him. He gets the 2 NFC championships. Or gets the NFC championship. One was by Kaepernick. And what happens? He got him to a point where he actually played the game. What happens? Andy Reid gets him. So I'm saying, like, certain coaches can change a player. So that's why I never write off any player. Not even Josh Rosen. I'm not saying he'll be the starter for San Francisco, but I'm just saying you never know what style, just depends on the offensive guy that you have. And sometimes you got to play to a person's strengths. Like when Cam Newton was in Carolina, they went to Super Bowl, they had a good defense, and they ran that read option stuff. But now when they try to make him into this pocket guy, that's not him. And that's the biggest hit on a lot of quarterbacks. When you've been growing up all your life as a mobile quarterback and they tell you, no, we want you to sit in the pocket, and you never was a sit in the pocket quarterback, it tears you up. Like, I can't even right now see Lamar Jackson just sitting in the pocket, just being just a straight up pocket quarterback. I can't see it. I can see him being mobile, throwing the ball, but seeing him like just sitting in the pocket, waiting for somebody to get open, that'll drive me crazy.
Well, too many coaches do that. Too many coaches find players and put them in the coach's system instead of building your system around that player and their skills. You don't bring players in to put into a system. You don't slide them into a spot. You build your system around it. And I'm a Raider fan, and it's what I watch a lot of Raider games. And if you watch the Raiders defense, that's what Paul Gunther did. He brought all these guys in and tried to put them in his system, and then they went to crap. One of the best linebackers in the league, Corey Littleton, went from the Rams to the Raiders, and all of a sudden he's crap. No, that's not Corey Littleton. Just didn't lose it overnight. Mitchell Trubisky's not just losing it overnight. I'm blaming a lot on the coaching. It has to be coached. There's something about it in this league. Good coaching, and that's what we always say it. If a player goes to this place, he'll do good. But if he goes over here, he's crappy. But if you switch in spots, like Patrick Mahomes, he went to a perfect spot. But you put him on a bad team. You put him somewhere else. I don't know. We could pick a team.
Jets.
Yeah, you put him on the Jets. Do you think the Patrick Mahomes that we have today? He probably has the skills, but he's probably not doing the stuff that he's doing. He probably didn't learn the right way. and you could kill people. You kill people's careers, and that's why I like these XFL development leagues and stuff like that. You give people the second chances that they deserve.
PJ Walker, yeah, and I agree with what you guys are saying. The thing with Mitch to me that's really rough when I'm watching him play, because he shows flashes of being a very good quarterback in the NFL, not even just like average or good, like a very good quarterback in the NFL. His stat line will look like this: 20 of 28, 4 touchdowns, maybe 3 rushing, or 1 rushing, 3 passing, and then he'll have 2 interceptions and a fumble. He's so inconsistent. That's my problem with him. Is he'll show flashes of being awesome, make these awesome plays, throws on the run, bootlegs, run it himself, shows the talent that's there, but still throws the 2 picks and the 1 fumble, and that keeps games close. And that's all he's got to do is be more consistent, cut those turnovers out of the game, turn those 2 picks into 2 throwaways, and you're going to win a lot more games. And the Bears were actually really good with him in the beginning of the season and really good with him in the end of the season. You just got to cut that kind of stuff out. I don't think Nagy has liked Mitchell Trubisky since day one. I don't think he's wanted him. Otherwise, you wouldn't bring Nick Foles in. You wouldn't bench him. You wouldn't do any of that because he's a young quarterback. You still got to let him develop. The guy's only been in the league, 3 years still?
Right.
Like, I mean,
that's why we say you can't write them guys off like that.
Yeah, not everyone is Patrick Mahomes. Benching the kid was probably the worst thing that you possibly could do to a guy that's developing like that, a guy who has promise. And unless he gets out of there, I think he's in trouble of his window to speed is going away.
I just don't like you were saying, like even with coaching, it's all about philosophy. You got to change your real coaches change to help the player be successful. A lot of coaches don't do that, and I don't think he liked them myself, and that's why I said it's kind of hard to figure like where he needs to like go. But that's all I got of it.
He was 6-3 this year.
Sheesh.
Not bad. And they're
not at all.
They're talking about the Eagles trading for Nick Foles for Carson Wentz in a little bit of a package deal with picks and stuff. It's like, why would you ask for Nick Foles when, no offense to Nick Foles, he's just a long-time backup quarterback. Why would you ask for Nick Foles with Mitchell Trubisky, a guy who has promise, who could potentially still be a franchise guy there? Why would you ask for Foles? All you're doing by getting Foles is asking for another quarterback contract.
So who's because Dan Peterson is out. So the Eagles, you're saying right now wants Nick Foles back?
That's the reports. They want to send Wentz.
Oh my God.
For Foles and some picks. They get Foles back.
Nick Foles is one of the luckiest quarterbacks in football, man. He finds a job. Kansas City, Eagles, Rams one time.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Man, he is. I'm like, who they really went after this guy? Like, who is this? I'm thinking like maybe he had some type of. Where did this new coach come from? Now I forgot. I forgot where the coach came from.
He's a Colts
offensive coordinator from the Colts.
Well, why would he
run first style, run first mentality, short passes, things like that? I don't know how that fits what the Eagles are trying to do. Maybe they're not trying to do that anymore.
I'm just trying to figure out what ties Nick Foles to them.
Well, here's the deal. Here's the deal that they have, the projected deal. It's supposed to be Nick Foles, Tyreek Cohen, and the first-round pick to the Eagles for Carson Wentz and a draft pick somewhere. That was what's been floating around. If that happens, and Nick Foles is linked to Howie Roseman, which is the GM in Philly. That's the guy who he's linked to. Yeah, and that's the guy that people are saying is the worst, is what's killing the Eagles organization right now. So I don't know. If they bring in Nick Foles, I'm going to come out and say that might be one of the worst run franchises and maybe worse than the Houston Texans.
Man,
what kind of trade is that? Carson Wentz I don't know if Carson Wentz is worth the first round pick.
But they do get Tariq Cohen. I mean, if he's healthy, you get Tariq in that trade. That's why the Eagles probably want that. That's an explosive running back if he's healthy. That does change the thing. I don't know about the Carson Wentz deal. I mean, not Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. I don't.
Big time.
The Bears are desperate. That's what it sounds like to me. The Bears are desperate. The Eagles don't know what's going on. Houston losing their mind because their quarterback don't want to be there. They got paid. The Detroit Lions are just content with knowing that they're going to be a dumpster fire forever. So I'm like, you got a couple of teams that you might not see that I would be absolutely shocked to ever get to the playoffs or get to the NFC or AFC championship.
Yeah, maybe
I see-
this is what they're thinking. The Bears saw the Eagles tank at the end of the year, and they're like, we are also about that. So here's the deal that will absolutely fuck both of us. And then we both will suck, and we can get the top 2 picks next year, whoever can tank the worst.
Man, it's gonna be rough. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't even know this whole situation is. Them
Allen
5
Robinson's
teams.
leaving.
What you say?
the Bears
Well,
are
I already
gonna
know
go.
he going. He
Allen
out
Robinson's
the
on his
door.
way out.
He's trying to
So,
find a championship team right now if he can.
yeah, who's Wentz gonna throw to? Mooney?
Hey, so do y'all really think Wentz is really a good quarterback? He just in some bad situations, or he just been unhealthy? What is it?
I think
Outside
he
of this year,
forces
because
a
everybody
lot.
said this is worst year he had, but I'm talking about outside this year.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback. I don't think he's a horrible quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he forced a lot more than he had to. And, when you start forcing stuff, sometimes that becomes you start playing that way. And sometimes that gets into you.
Mhm.
But you go back and look at Nick Foles this year and then look at him the couple years before. He wasn't this. I mean, I'm talking about Carson Wentz, Nick Foles. Get that shit out.
Yeah, you believe,
But you
because
go
I
back
call
and-
Carson Wentz Prince Harry, by the way.
Well, yeah, but Carson Wentz this year compared to what he was over the last couple of years, that's not the same Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I think he came out here going, I need to do this, and pushed himself too much, and he just became he got himself in too big of a hole that he couldn't get out. But he was trying to be the whole Eagles team, and he's not built that way. He needs the weapons. He needs to sit back and do it. He's a good complimentary quarterback, but he's not a guy who's going to go out there and win games on his own.
Yeah,
Well, I
think
got a
overrated.
perfect spot for him, if you know what I mean.
San Francisco.
I
I think
think-
they overrated him.
Hey, look, I'm trying to take all the quarterbacks, man. So I take Mitchell, I take Carson, I take Matt Ryan, I take Sam Darnold. I'm basically saying what you said already, Joe. I'm trying to send Jimmy on his way.
I think
They
any
ain't listening to
quarterback-
me though. They ain't trying to listen to me.
Any quarterback in San Francisco is good because what are you going to do? Hand the damn ball off.
Yeah,
Right.
got
That's
three
my
different
point.
quarterbacks, four
But I
different
think he
running
can throw better. I think he can make better throws
he can make
Then,
more plays too. He can make more plays.
yeah,
than you will.
than
I think the
than
biggest
Jimmy.
the biggest issue with Carson is we all overrated him. I think. I mean, I had him as a top 10 quarterback probably maybe at least 2 years ago. I'll say maybe even going into this year. I'll admit it that I was wrong about that because these top 10 quarterbacks, these top guys, they don't need an insane offense to look good still, at least at the minimum. They were awful. The Eagles were awful. I think I may have overrated him. So I set the expectations high. So when he fell with no weapons around him, it makes him look like a complete pile of trash. I still think he's probably around the average mark of the NFL, around 15. He's still a starter in the NFL, solid starter. And if you, like Joe said, pile weapons around him, he could take you places still. So
Kill
maybe
him.
San Fran's the fit.
Samuel, Mostert, Brandon Ayuk.
George Stone Cold
Jimmy G,
Kittle.
pack your stuff because Ryan from Raw Mind Sports is kicking your ass out of San Francisco. Pack those bags, get on out. We're bringing anybody willing to come in can go to San Francisco except for you.
Hey, look, and as I say to him, they always have eviction letters for everybody. But the good news is for you, Jimmy, it's always other houses to go to. You just can't be here no more.
Well, Ryan, this is Ryan from RawmindSports.com. Ryan, you just entered the Warzone and you did great. You're welcome back anytime. Mike, on the other hand, I'll see you on Friday night.
That was the best
Welcome
one
to the
yet.
Warzone. Welcome to the Warzone.
We
We need to get it so we can play it right here and pump us up. Yeah, that's a good one right there. I like
we
that.
need
I like
to we need to tell Piggy Bang Picks to rerun his because you made him look like a scrub just now. He just said, "I'm Kevin and welcome to the Warzone."
Yeah, he basically just made everybody look like shit right now. And I gotta follow it up. Like they're gonna go from that, and then they're just gonna go to me and be like,
I had to bring the energy, man. That's what I do.
All
"All
right.
right."